Good morning. It is morning time where I am. I'm waking up before everyone else and enjoying some matcha tea while I record my video, and also enjoying all of my new curated pieces and my home decor. I'm really enjoying just sitting in this space. Today's topic is about minimalism, and I wanted to talk about how minimalism has impacted my life and why I don't recommend it. On this channel, I talk about self-actualization. Self-actualization just means that we're becoming the highest version of ourselves and the best version of ourselves. And when I was trying to figure out what my brand was and what my niche was, what I wanted to kind of encompass everything that I have to talk about on this channel, that's what it was self-actualization. And it's not just something that happens overnight. For some people, it might be if you have an extreme spiritual awakening or some type of injury that really just catapults you into becoming a better form, the best version of yourself. However, that's very rare. And most of the time, people are becoming the best versions of themselves through a process that takes time. And as I've been doing this and cultivating myself and realizing that this is not just something that is going to happen overnight, or it's not going to happen in a few years. It's a process that I can enjoy, but also improving as I go, as I live my life. And I feel like that is a lot of fun because I don't like the idea of just getting everything all at once, and then there's nothing else to be experienced or had, and that's not really how life is anyways, which is great because we get to experience new things every single day. So minimalism contributes to this self-actualization process, and the reason for that is because when you go minimalist, when you really get down to just having the basics in your life, everything is a lot more simple. And the reason that minimalism is becoming such a trend is because it works for a lot of people. It helps people to be able to get rid of noise and distractions so that they can really focus on what truly matters to them. And that is what I found. I love minimalism for that reason. I was able to really drown out the noise of trying to keep all of our things and clutter together and tidy, and just be able to rest and focus on my family or go outside. And when you don't have a lot of things to do inside, that's what it forces you to do, is to move outside. And I really love that process of being able to just focus on my family, on myself, and really just being out in nature. But I, as a creative, really enjoy curating my home, creating a space where it feels beautiful, where it feels self-expressive. And it's really hard to do that when you go minimalist. It's not impossible. There's definitely ways to curate a home in a personal, self-expressive way by going minimalist, by having just the basics. So here was my process in all of this. When we were packing up everything in our house, I only left out the essentials for us to live on for like a month. And the rest of the things that were out were things that were either going to be sold or that we had to use to live with. And so at the time, we really only had a couch. We were sleeping on the floor, and we had just a few items in the kitchen that we had to keep rewashing in order to eat off of. We didn't really have any other seating, and it was just like we had probably 10 different items of clothing, so like 10 shirts, 10 pants, 10 dresses. It was very like down to just the basics. And we lived like that for a month. And it wasn't horrible, but there was this energy of feeling like uncomfortable in a way and feeling like we needed more. And so there's definitely like a severe level of minimalism, which some people can live off of. And actually, some people prefer that so that they can focus really heavily on just being outside or really getting their work done. But for me and my family, it felt very uncomfortable. And that might be something that people go through anyways, and they have to adjust through that. But for me, I was like, I can't wait to have my things back. I can't wait to have a cozy space that I can just enjoy, like looking at and feeling comfortable in. So after we packed everything up, then we moved and we had even less things than we started with. And we were living in someone else's home, taking care of their pets. And so we were able to have the basics of what they had provided, which was a plethora of forks and knives and plates and Tupperware and things like that, and couches and beds. But we still had just, a few toys for the kids and a few clothing items that we had to keep rewashing. And that was for 3 weeks. And I still felt like, I can't wait to get back to my own space, to have my own things, and to just feel cozy, to have that aesthetic vibe. And so we've gotten our own space. We've added things, furniture items that we've needed. What I've realized through the process of moving, decorating, and curating a space is that I don't want my space to just be filled with things that just need to be there. And so I've taken my time to pick out things that really speak to me and really make the space feel like it's put together, because I've had a horrible habit of just buying something for our house, for our home, and changing my mind about it later. And so I'll sell everything and then buy it all new. Not completely new. I like to go on Facebook Marketplace and get all of my things secondhand or third hand. And I know that that can be a lot of fun sometimes, but I have realized my style, my desires for my home, what I want it to look like. I've been able to gain a skill of curating my home. And so, what I desired for this next home was for me to create a plan before I bought anything and really figure out what are the things that I really want and what can I kind of play around with. And it's just crazy because the things that I had put on my list of things that I've wanted, but I was like, well, maybe I should just settle for this other thing because it just is not going to work out getting the thing that I really wanted. Once my energy shifted in what I wanted and just released that and kind of moved towards finding something a little bit closer, but still keeping my standard for what it is that I want still at a high level. And when I released that, I still was able to get very close to the thing that, or the item, the aesthetic that I was looking for. It really just blows my mind, the things that I like put on my vision board, or I knew in my head, this is what I want my space to look like and feel like. And it's almost even better than I envisioned. It's really exciting. But the whole point of this is to talk about minimalism. And through the process of me curating my home, I tried to stick to a very minimalistic mindset where I only want to have things that are absolutely necessary in my space, but in a way that is still self expressive and still cozy. So, in the whole process of self actualization, it is all about balance. And if you want to live in the highest version of yourself, you're going to want to balance every aspect of your life. That is what my message is here to tell you, to talk about. When we balance our life in all areas, we live in a higher timeline, we live in a higher version of ourselves, because that's how the universe was created, for us to come back to homeostasis. And so through minimalism, it's not just minimize everything and take everything out that you can so that you have the bare necessities. I don't think that that is like the ideal way to live, because you spend at least 20% of your day in your home. If you're a stay at home mom, you're going to spend 80% of your day in your home. And your home is a storehouse of your energy. It should be a place where you come and you rest, you cleanse from the outside. It's a place where you can retreat. It should be a place of peace and serenity. And that is what I have found through curating my home, is that I can really enjoy my home and my space when it's not minimalistic, but it's also not cluttered and filled with a bunch of things that are unnecessary. So that is what I have really tried to hone in on with curating my space, is making sure that I'm not collecting a bunch of things that are unnecessary. And that was the beautiful process of being able to move across the country. We had limited space for anything really. In that whole process, I was able to get rid of all the unnecessary things. And before we got any new things, I put all of our necessary things in places that they needed to go. And then I was able to look at the space. Even before I moved in, I was like, where can I put everything? What's going to look best? And I use Pinterest a lot to do that. But I knew that we wanted to have a space for our TV. We wanted a couch. We wanted my husband's chair, this leather chair we took across the country, because it was just something that was um, something we couldn't let go of. And I knew we needed a space for a computer. So all of those things, we just made sure that those were things that we absolutely wanted. And as we've done that, it hasn't been that long of a process of doing it, just because I feel like I've done it so many times that it's kind of second nature to fill my home with things that I love and know that will fit the space. However, I didn't do it in a haphazard way. Everything that we have in our home now, it has been put there for a very specific reason and in a very beautiful way. And the reason for that is because starting all over, like how I have done before, where I sell everything and then I buy all new, um, it takes a lot of time. And as a result of taking a lot of time, it takes away from the time that I have to really focus on the things that I truly want to do and make time for. I feel like I've really taken the time to pick out each piece that I'm putting in each space. And I've been very blessed with what we have received, with what we have found. And I feel like that has a lot to do with um, my ability to release and let go, but also know that the things that I desire are out there for me, and I trust that they will come to me. And I've been able to do that with my manifestation process, and I've talked about that in multiple videos. So go back and look at some of my videos about inner child work or meditation. But Basically, I just send out into the universe what I desire, and it comes back to me, and sometimes even tenfold what I wanted. And that's just how the universe is if we believe that that is how it is. So I won't get into all of that because the topic is about minimalism. And I truly believe that when we curate our home in a beautiful way, we are able to better take care of ourselves, and we are able to feel like we are a better version of ourselves because what we look around and see is beautiful and it's a reflection of ourselves. I guess it goes the other way around too. How we curate ourselves internally is going to be reflected back to us in our environment. So the more that you work on yourself and become a better version of yourself, you're going to see your reality shift. You're going to see your externals reflect what's on the inside. So if you feel like maybe your space is not coming together and you want to stick to a more minimalistic look, but things are just not aligning in the way that you like them to be, it's probably because there's something inside that is not in alignment. And you want to figure out what is it that is inside me that I need to work on? What is not getting the attention that it needs? Because a lot of times we need to give ourselves more attention through just stillness and meditating and meeting our inner child. So when we can do that, when we can give ourselves that space and that attention, you'll be amazed at the process, the healing that comes through just that awareness, just that space and that presence. So I really encourage you, if you're having a hard time curating your home, making it feel cozy, and balancing those aspects of minimalism and just a cozy, self expressive space, then it's probably because you need to spend more time investing in yourself and figuring out, who am I? What do I really want my life to look like? What do I want my space to feel like? Um, and then just start believing that those things that you want in your space are going to come into your reality through focus and intention and belief that they're there for you, because the universe is abundant. You are abundant. You just need to tap into that. You just need to believe that you are that way, because your reality will reflect what you believe about yourself, what you believe about the universe. So if this is the kind of content that you like talking about manifestation, inner child work, self-actualization, becoming the highest version of yourself, please subscribe to my channel. I love talking about these things, and I look forward to just getting everything that's in my brain out here for you guys to listen to and to connect on a deeper level and become a better version of yourself. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.